Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Create a Team Career here with Ferrari on the PS5. Tonight, it is round 11 of Season 5. We are heading to the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix. And we have a double feature. We have a sprint and a Grand Prix to get through today. We are 1 day away from the Grand Prix itself. We've just got our scouting reports back from Ludwig Nagel, Max, and George. Did I reapply my scouts? I don't remember. I don't think we did we? No, we didn't. Alright, so we may as well use them because they're just sitting there collecting a wage at the moment. So let's start scouting out some of the technical staff. Yeah, still has 6 months on his deal. We know Enrique's got a little bit left. Right, doing his job at Williams to great effect. Sorry, Cadillac to great effect. Let's take a look. Andrea De Zordo is at Mercedes. Jody Eggington has actually left RB as their technical director. He is still with the team. He has been promoted to a new role within the team. So they need a new team principal or a new technical chief. Sorry. It'd be interesting to see who actually takes over that role. I don't think it's been announced yet, but an upwards move for Jody, I think. Is there anybody in here I really want to scout? No, there isn't. Let's take a look at Aero. Let's take a look. Enrico still has 2 years at Mercedes. Let's take a look at Mr. Paganelli. Oh, no wonder Aston are struggling with Aero. If they've got Michael Holland. 6 months left on his deal. Only a 74. Adam Kenyon's at Haas. Dirk de Beer at Williams. Let's take a look at some race engineers. GP at RB there. Bono currently out of a contract here because we released him. We know about Ricardo. Let's scout Ricardo. Might want to bring him back to the team potentially. Benisi, we hired Benisi. We've got Angelella. Spinney went to Sauber. He only went on a 1-year deal. Interesting. And let's take a look at sporting directors. Jonathan Wheatley at Haas. No wonder Haas's pit crew have improved if they've got Wheaties. And who else do you want to take a look at? Aurelian's still there at Cadillac. He's in the last year of his deal. Interesting to see if he stays or if he goes somewhere else. Yeah, there's a few that you wouldn't expect to have made their way up. Let's take a look at Marco Perrone. How you doing, Sam? How you doing, Dino? Congrats on the double podium. All right, let's advance time. Let's check we've got the most up-to-date parts on the car. So both are running the new chassis. They're on the same front wing, same rear wing. Both on the Mark III side pod. Do have one new underfloor, which we are going to give to Joe. And they're both on the same suspension. Got $6,000 left. That's it. 6 days away from another chassis, and we're still 8 days away from the next underfloor. So, yeah, a little way to go yet. We have a monthly development update for our reserves. So Arvid has gone up by a point in braking, 2 points in smoothness for Suzuki. Tim has not gained anything. Our main drivers, have they improved? Look at Fudo. He's gained a point in cornering, braking, 2 points in control, and a point in overtaking. It's so nice when you have a developer, a driver who's developing. 1 point in adaptability as well for Joe. Strategy prep. Looking at a warm weekend. Was there rain? Yes, there was rain for practice and for sprint quali, potentially. But it will be dry for both the sprint and the Grand Prix itself. Let's set our targets. So 16th for Fudo. And 18th for Joe. Should be pretty straightforward on that for both. And let's go to Red Bull.
Welcome along to the spectacular setting of Austria. Set in the Austrian mountains, the Red Bull Ring offers fantastic views and thrilling racing. Originally built in 1970, the circuit has been part of the F1 season in its current format since 2014.
In this round, the teams have 2 races to contend with both the sprint and the Grand Prix offering the chance to bag some championship points.
Sit tight then for the rest of the action.
All right, we are going to be starting on the Inters. We've already put the practice engines in. We've left the same gearboxes in because we want to not take an additional risk there. We are going to run the entire session. It's normally 23 laps around the circuit, so we are going to run for 50. No, it's probably a bit much with the fuel, with the weather. We're going to go for 45 laps of running, and then we can extend the stint. There we go. And the setup window is quite narrow on this. There's a lot of potential movement in it, but the main points are pretty similar. So it's usually around a 4.5 to a 5.5 on the front wing. We're going to start with a 5. Usually a 13.5 on the rear. Roll bar is almost always a 1.9. Not always. Can go up to like a 3.7, but it's almost always a 1.9. And it's almost always pretty low or on the lower end on the camber. If the roll bar does move away, it's a little bit higher usually if it doesn't. And the toe is almost always pretty close to maxing out. So we're going to go with that for our first car. And then for the other car, we'll go slightly different. So we'll go with, let's try dropping it down to a 2.8 on the roll bar. So we'll keep the 5, we'll keep the 13.5, and then we will drop this down a little bit more, and then we'll push this up a little bit as well. Actually, no, we'll drop this down as well. Let's go with that. And let's see how we do in first practice. We do have a new underfloor to learn, plus we are still learning the other parts that we fitted to the car. Probably should have checked the weather, actually. Let's have a look. It is going to stay wet for most of the section. Okay, that's good.
Radio check.
So Joe's car part knowledge is lower than Fudo's because he has that new underfloor to learn. And we're still learning that Mark III chassis. And I think a Mark III side pod as well. Evening, Wayne.
How's the tire, you think? Tires are the cold side.
So Mansell is running again for Cadillac tonight. Freddie Vesti running for Alpine. Behrman is running for Mercedes, as well as Monica Almeida. Anyone else? Yeah, Pepe Marti is running for RB. So quite a few rookies getting a run out in this one and only practice session this weekend. Let's have a look. 77%. It's not ideal. That is a bit further away than I would have liked. How are we looking with Joe? I might have to call Fudo in, but I really don't want to. 76 as well. Oh, dear.
Confirm.
We're just going to leave him on track and we'll make some blind changes. But, yeah, we are not close.
Tires are the cold side. Try to put a bit more temperature.
I wonder if I need to switch the setups over. I'll have a look at the end of the session. And having extolled the virtues of certain values being almost always this and almost always that, they're probably going to be completely different tonight. Past the halfway stage in the session.
Try to work a bit more on tires now.
Track is going to start to dry again soon. I love that shot where you can see all the way into the distance the track snaking up the hill. I have to see if I can get a shot of that in the Grand Prix, I think. Right, let's see if we can get a good one here, maybe. A couple of cars are boxed. Didn't quite keep the shot long enough.
Parts at the moment are on low side.
Yeah, you can see when there's cars on the track, you can see them disappearing up the hill into the distance. Unfortunately, there are no cars there to look at now. You can just see one of the Alpines turning through, going through turn 3 there. But there are some shots that really do look, awesome in that respect. The helicam at Suzuka. If you are going under the bridge, coming out of the second Degner turn, you can sometimes see cars going over the bridge at the same time as they go through 130R. That's quite a nice shot. I have tried to get that one a couple of times. And we may as well try and stretch these tyres if they will make it. Because we are so close to the end of the session. Oh yeah, they've got plenty of life. Temperatures are going to start skyrocketing. Grip levels are going to start to plummet. Tyre life is going to disappear rapidly. There we go. We lost at nearly 20% of the tyre life in the space of about 5 minutes there. Right. So, our driver prep values aren't bad if we can get the setup values up. But we are definitely a fair bit shorter than I would like here.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us, and we're raring to get going.
So some tinkering to do. Oh, look at the water level going into qualifying. Nearly full wet conditions. So we are looking at a 13. That complicates things. Is that enough of a change? I think it might be. We will try that. So we are a 13.5 on this one. So this one's going to be a 2.8. So let's try maybe dropping this down then. Let's go. Oh, no, now the traction's not good enough. Let's try that. Because it's the wet, we won't use the entire battery, so we can do 2 flying laps. And the wetter it is, the less battery you use in general. It's going to drive a little bit towards the end of the qualifying run. So we need to make sure we're out on track at the right time to get the best conditions. So I think as soon as we've done these 2 laps, we'll get them out straight away again. We want to be out with about 5 minutes to go, by the look of it. Even in the wet, it's still quite a quick lap around this track. Oh, I haven't changed the engines. Oh! Right, well, we haven't. It's too late now. Might have to might have to start from the pit lane here. Ah, dear. Don't know how well I'll be able to get through the sprint. I mean, you can see we're already, even in wet conditions, we're running a risk of a fault on the engine quite dramatically on Joe's car.
Tires would be fine.
We'll see what the setups look like when they've done their run.
Mode race.
If they're still way off and we need to make further changes, we'll just change the engines as well and start from the pit lane. This is the danger of changing your components before you go to a Grand Prix weekend, is that you sometimes forget that you've already done that change, and so you don't register that you need to change them back. All right, first flying lap coming to an end. Udo does a time, a 1:13.2. And it's a 1:12.7 for Joe. He's half a second quicker. We've got a yellow flag out there. That is one of the Alpines. Stoffel locking up at turn 4.
Now we're just proceeding through turn 4. And there's the lockup. The conditions clearly causing problems for the drivers.
Are we sure it's the conditions, or are we sure it's just not the driver? Oh wow, look at that. Everybody just suddenly went, we should go out. The entire grid just leaving in a train now. That's going to cause us some issues. This is going to be so chaotic. Look at them all. Oh my word. Some people are going to get a bit of a nice slipstream. I think other people are going to get held up really badly.
Tires are on target.
All right, another flying lap started for Fuji, whose engine now is at a high risk of developing a fault as well.
We are ready. On push, on push.
Joe starts his lap, and he's tucked up behind a Haas. That's Liam Lawson. Look at this. This is just ridiculous. It's Perez at the front of the queue as well. Perez is one of the slowest cars on the grid. Oh, this is going to be chaotic. I would normally watch our laps, but I've got to see this from the back of Perez's car. They're going to be trying to dive bomb each other all over the place here. So we have found an improvement. And there we go. There's a dive bomb from George Russell. Tsunoda's got a lap in clear air. But Stroll is getting completely screwed over. The field is starting to break up. Oh, it's so bad for Piastri and co here, look. They're held up behind Nagel. Antonelli manages to sneak through, but these times are going to be really bad. Antonelli is only P18, 19th for Piastri, 21st for Leclerc, and Stoffel 25 seconds off the pace thanks to his lockup. Wow, that was just ridiculous. All right, so let's see. Oh, we're still way off on the setup. So, yeah, we're going to make some changes then. We are going to... try and fine-tune this a bit more. Let's go with that. And let's... change that engine as well. Oh, I can't until the end of the session. I don't think we'll have time to run again anyway, but we don't need to. Let's see, 95% for that engine. Yeah. All right. Which way do I go? That way or other? I think we'll go that way. Might even drop. Yeah, let's try that. And then again, we'll do the engine when we get back. And are we going to see the field go back out again? Now, this is supposed to have been improved. I know as the track dries up, we have seen the cars stay in the pits. There's still plenty of time. You only need to go out with about, well, in the dry, less than 2 minutes will get you around the track to start a flying lap. But we are seeing cars coming back out. That is good. It's the first chance we've actually had to see this update to the AI in effect. And we've got Piastri coming out. Now Leclerc's coming out. Those two definitely need... Oh, and everyone's coming out right in front of Leclerc. So Piastri's going to have a good lap. Not so sure about Charles Leclerc. Oh, and everybody jumps right in front of Antonelli. Antonelli's probably a bit screwed now. And we do have a Haas about to start a flying lap that's going to come through and start breaking this train up a little bit as well. Which Haas is it? It's Lawson. So he might actually break up some of these little queues that are formed. Depends how quickly he catches up to them. But Antonelli desperately needs a bit of a shake-up on the running in front of him here. It's such a short lap, though. He might not catch enough of the cars. Piastri rounding the final turn now to start his flying lap. He's got acres of space. Yeah, and Antonelli's not going to get the reprieve he needed. So we could be looking at Antonelli getting eliminated here. It looks as though Leclerc has managed to get out in front of one of the Salvers. Or am I looking at Nagel? No, Nagel's there. So yeah, Leclerc has managed to get in front of the Salver. But I think Antonelli's screwed here. Unless he can get alongside and ahead in the braking zone. That said, track is even drier than it was when they did their first run, so he still might be able to sneak through. We might still get eliminated, but that doesn't matter because we're starting from the back anyway. I am going to send them out just to see if those setup changes will register. It'll register those setup changes we made. We did just manage to get them out. They'll come straight back in again at the end of the lap. Antonelli does manage to get through. We are close to being knocked out. What about the McLarens? McLarens are in clear air, so they should be fine. They are. Stroll's been eliminated. Perez is out. Nagel and Sainz, and we end up at the bottom of the session. Leclerc quickest, Valtteri right behind him because he got a slipstream all the way around. Piastri got third in the end. Antonelli did get through reasonably comfortably in the end. Both Williams through. So yeah, Porsche just sneaking in. But some chaotic moments there in qualifying. That was very nearly a whole load of shock exits. All right, so let's see who's going to start sprint quali on pole position. It's Oscar ahead of Kimi, so it's a 1-2 for Cadillac. Yuki is P3 ahead of Max. Valtteri and Iwasa take row 3. Leclerc's down in 7th, then it's Porsche from Russell, Norris, Sargent, Albon, Ocon, Gasly, then Lawson and Stoffel. No penalties affecting sprint quali.
Well, it's a different format this weekend, with a sprint set to spice up today's events.
And of course, the big incentive here is getting a few extra points on the board, with the top finishers in the sprint set to add to their championship tally.
So who will reach the peak and who has a mountain to climb here at the Austrian Sprint?
Who will reach the peak? One of the Cadillacs. Who has a mountain to climb? Us. Starting from the pit lane. Because I forgot to change the engines. Right. Oh, look at that. 99%. We were so close. We'll try going up. So we're going to go with 1 extra lap of fuel. We're going to change that engine. It's the whole reason we're starting from the pit lane. We're going to change the ERS as well. And we are going to go aggressive there. Let's go with a set of softs. And we'll go with a set of softs. 90%. So I overcooked it on the toe. which means that needs to go back up. So I'm looking at something like that. I'm gonna go with, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. We can fine tune it again after quali. No, after the sprint before main quali. And we're going to start the tyres on the lowest pace setting. All right. 24 laps around the Red Bull Ring. Oh dear, sorry about that. So yeah, 24 laps around the Red Bull Ring from the pit lane. Let's see how we do.
Here in Austria, we're all ready to go for the sprint. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So Yuki has jumped ahead of Antonelli. We are off and away. Hang on a minute. What? All right. Okay. So don't like to do this, but we are restarting because we've got to change the engine. Change the engine on one car, not the other. That is so annoying. Oh my god.
Here in Austria, we're all ready to go for the sprint.
Didn't even give me the option to do any.
And it's lights out and away.
Come on, don't do this to me again. There we go. Thank you. Right, let's try this again, shall we? Dear, oh dear. Right, before I do anything else, let's change these parts. ERS is good for the sprint. There we go. Right. One extra lap of fuel. Tires down, fuel up. Setup. That goes there, that goes there. That goes there. There. Tires down, fuel up. Let's try this again, shall we? Oh dear, oh dear.
We're all ready to go for the sprint. And it's lights out.
Normally, if I forget to change the parts, I'm like, okay, I'll take it on the chin. But having already deliberately started from the pit lane to change those parts and then forgetting to do it, that's too much. Too much for a handicap. Yuki has once again jumped Antonelli. Piastri is already bolted away. and we didn't catch up. If we'd had tyres at normal pace and we'd maybe used a little bit of battery, we'd definitely have done it. But even with tyres at normal pace, I think we would have done it as well. But not overly concerned because I've put them into defensive low setting, so they should just leapfrog each other in the DRS zones and that'll catch them up. Given the track temperature is going to go up a bit as well, you can see it's already 41.8 degrees. I do want to make sure that we keep these tyres in excellent condition in these opening laps. And there we go. We're almost onto the back of Lawson now. Just making the sprint points is going to be a chore today. Means getting both cars into the top 8 to do that. New fastest lap for Iwasa. Valtteri's down in 12th. So Valtteri, despite starting in, 5th or 6th, has had a bad start somewhere. Might have been pushed wide on the exit of turn 1 and dropped down the order. Like that. Oh, there is one of the Astons going very wide there. I think that's Albon. It is Albon. Mediums is the order of the day for most cars there. We've got 3 drivers on hards. Van Dorn, Perez and Lawson. Everyone else, mediums, apart from us. We're the only 2 cars on the soft tyres. Now we're in a position to start to attack.
You can reduce slightly the management there.
And there we go. We finally get through on someone. Albon getting pushed wide again. He's not having much luck, is he? And Fuji now up into 19th place. Almost out of battery as well. But enough, I think, just about to catch up to Sainz. Zhou with a little bit more in reserve. Fuji is almost caught Sainz.
Trying to recover your previous rhythm that was looking fine.
Go on up the inside, up the inside. There you go.
More the charge.
Oh, there goes Nagel. And he's got underfloor damage. We are 18th and 19th now.
You need a mode charge. More charge. Try to slow down a bit.
We have a yellow flag. Who's that for? It's a crash somewhere.
There's a yellow flag now. So here we go, heading into turn 1.
Oh,
Not a
heady
lot of
pork
wiggle
chop.
room here. And there, the cars make contact. A bit of
Yeah,
blow
just
too
squeezed
from
a little
more
bit
than
there
one
by
driver.
Ayumu Iwasa. Did that actually do any damage to him? Tyres are okay. Don't think his wing's damaged either, so I think he got away with that. Oops. He did. I don't think there'll be any penalties either. Yeah, racing incident.
Yeah, keep doing your best. Okay, mode charge, mode charge.
Even the safety clerk. Or should we call you Spanish clerk tonight with the Ola?
Press overtake.
Another yellow flag.
It's not easy.
And that's a Haas. That's Lawson.
Focus on your race now.
Now with the Haas. That's... oh no, that's not quite what they would have wanted. And you really can't do that too often with these cars.
That's what ruined Nagel's on the floor. And there we go. That's all the spare fuel gone. It didn't last very long.
Maximum cooling level.
Yep.
And we have a VSC. All right, well, the spare fuel's coming back. We can get those batteries refilled.
Do your best, Jodar.
That's Nagel. I think he's broken his underfloor
Got a
completely.
yellow flag.
Maybe.
It's the Red Bull driver.
Oh, trying to go 3 wide through turn 1. That's always a recipe
And
for
makes
disaster.
contact with
Spins
the wall.
into the wall.
And
Yeah,
one
that's
surefire
not
way
just
to put
broken
a
the underfloor.
dampener on your weekend.
That's broken everything.
The team glued to the monitors and watching their hopes crumble away.
Mechanics there thinking, God, Checo was bad, but he wasn't this bad. We definitely need to start trying to punch our way through again. Let's take a look at tyre wear. Looking all right. I think what I might do after this safety car is actually turn them up to normal. If I can catch up to Sargent, I'll consider that a win. But there's been no breakaway at the front. We might see one attempted on the restart here. Now the question is, how long is this safety car going to stay out for? as VSC. Need to get back up to racing conditions. Yeah, season 1, you're always going to get really bad tyre wear for sprint races because everyone's tyre wear values are quite low. Same again for season 3. The potential is there because there's the big rules reset for the beginning of season 3. All right, well, we're not going to get through really in this part of the track, so we'll keep in harvest and then we'll start pushing a little bit later. Russell gets fault.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
Trying to hunt down that final points position with Logan Sargent. Sainz is now vulnerable. And he knows it. He goes very defensively there.
Copy.
Joe just rockets past the pair of them. Straight onto Gasly. And there is Fuji getting through as well. Now we should be able to rocket past Gasly.
Car behind his Sainz.
Oof! Jesus, nearly contact. Right, Fuji's stuck, so we'll put him in harvest. Keep Joe going. And that is the fastest lap for Joe. Doesn't mean anything in this sprint race, but always nice.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
Time to start using some of that Ferrari horsepower. I came into this weekend thinking this might be our first chance of our best chance of a sprint win this season. That's not happening today.
tires update.
Tire looks quite good at the moment.
Oh, Perez pushes me wide. Very wide. Oh, and Joe's going to drop all the way back down again.
Yeah, here, here.
Ah.
Do your best there, Joe.
Joe's lost more than 2 places. He's lost 4. What a disaster this sprint has turned out to be for us. The AI love to get shovey around here. Yes, they do. Evening, Rinketic.
No management anymore.
We're not too far away from Bottas and Norris. This is still the target for one of our cars. We've got 9 laps to go. There we go. This time it's Perez who gets pushed wide.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Let's hope the race goes a lot better for us. We're going to have mediums galore to play about with.
Lastly in front of you. Okay, do your best there. Mode charge.
Copy.
Mode charge.
Yeah, copy.
We try and get past Van Dorn. Going to take them out of neutral defence now. Or, no, low defence. Put them into neutral.
Overtake available.
Copy.
There we go. We've got a twofer.
Do your best. Mode charge.
Oh, that's someone else getting pushed wide. There goes Stoffel. 1-1 at half time on aggregate. Come on, Liverpool. So we're up to 13th. Porsche still the target. We have another VSC. Are you kidding? That's someone out. Oh, Yuki's out.
There's been a crash.
One less car to worry about. Oh, and he was running in P5 as well.
Sorry, mate.
And clearly they're not what everyone in the garage would have wanted to see.
Just matter of fact. Sorry, mate. You might as well have just gone, whoopsie. See if he's a bit more apologetic or sweary. Sweary. That's it. No more racing this season for Sonoda. Well, Benny Boy's going to ban him.
Is the guy okay?
Yeah, all okay. Confirm with the driver, Joe.
About 5 seconds behind Porsche. It's a lot to overcome in the closing laps, but we'll be able to push the tyres more aggressively now. A lot more aggressively. Only 3 laps to go across the line. Time is ticking away. Come on, VSC. There we go. Oh, a fault for Piastri.
And as far far as we can tell.
All right, we're going to stick with Fuji because he's our best chance of actually achieving something. There should be a new fastest lap coming up at the end of the next lap, Fuji. There is Norris and Porsche. We are in with a shout of getting a point. Oh, as Norris gets pushed wide.
Gonna try my best.
Good job.
Norris is pushing with everything he's got left. And there goes our chance of getting a point. We couldn't get past Norris quickly.
No overtake now.
When he gets pushed wide again. Is Joe going to get him?
Overtake available.
That's it, batteries are drained. Piastri does manage to hang on and get the win from Antonelli despite a late fault developing.
No problem, no problem.
And the sprint turns out to be pretty disastrous for us. We get up to 10th place with Fuji, 13th place for Zhou. But we're going into the race in much better shape now.
There's Zhou Guanyu, unable to secure points in today's sprint.
And with a 13th place finish, I bet they'll come back stronger next time.
So Oscar wins the sprint from Kimi. Max takes third ahead of Iwasa in fourth. Big points for Iwasa there. Fifth place for Charles. Sixth place and up 12 places for Lance Stroll there. Only gets 3 points for his efforts. Seventh for Porsche, eighth for Valtteri. So both Salvers making it into the top 8. And it's Sargent in ninth. Fudo gets 10th. Ocon 11th. Norris 12th. Zhou 13th. George 14th. Then it's Perez in 15th. 16th for Gasly. 17th for Carlos, 18th for Stoffel, 19th for Lawson, and Albon in 20th, with Ludwig Nagel and Yuki Tsunoda both crashing out on separate laps at turn 1, bringing out VSCs both times.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
Spielberg's short track comes with 2 high-speed straights. It might be tempting to prioritize low downforce here, but teams risk losing time when cornering if they do.
There's Red Bull's driver there getting ready for today's session. What have you made of them recently, Karun?
They set a great lap in practice, so you can only imagine how good they're feeling going into qualifying. But the big question is, will they be able to keep this performance up?
So here we are, ready to resume.
All right, well, we'll get one last chance to make an amendment to the setups if we need to. Hopefully we won't need to. Let's have a look. 100%. Excellent. So we got Fudo's right. We do need to make a minor adjustment here, though. We're going to go with that. We're going to take that gamble. Going to stick with the same ERS. That's fine. We're going to go out on a set of mediums because we've got plenty of mediums. We've got hards still as well. 2 sets of hards, 4 sets of mediums, 4 sets of softs, plus no tyres coming back to us. So this is our entire set of tyres for the Grand Prix weekend and qualifying. So we are very much covered off for safety car shenanigans in terms of tyre choices. And I don't normally run hard tyres around this circuit, but I am considering it.
Radio check now.
Let's get our first lap done on the mediums. 102.2. Yeah, it sounds like a bad radio gimmick, join Fuji and the Joe on 102.2.
Keep an eye on your delta.
So both drivers find a bit more time.
Okay, Joe, you are in a good position for the moment.
We'll prep a set of softs, but I'm hoping we don't need to go again. We might need to go again. I'm going to chance it. Don't make me look stupid now, boys. Wow, Max only just creeped into the top 16. He might well get knocked out here. Oh no, he improves. We are safe. Into the next session. I went the wrong way. I can't fix it. I can't fix it. Damn it.
Five seconds to the green.
What a 1.9. Not a bad opening lap on scrub mediums.
Penny.
You can stop in front of the garage.
nuts. They're going to go out behind Valtteri. Actually, Valtteri's on the soft, so it might not be a horrible thing. Going out behind Lawson, though, that's not ideal. Actually, it's worked out quite nicely. Still not going to be good enough. We are going to have to run softs in this session. But
Try to push a bit
nice
more
little bit of
into the
improvement there.
lap, Joe.
Copy.
So this will be our proper flying lap. We've got a McLaren coming through. There it goes.
Watch behind.
And Piastri is coming out on another set of brand new soft tyres. So we'll get a really good benchmark test of our pace
Gap is okay.
against Oscar here. -43 track temperature. Yeah, it's quite punishing in terms of tyres, having a temperature up there. That's why I'm considering the hard tyres. I think it might be a little cooler on race day though, so
Tires on
got
target.
McLaren on an outlap behind us as well.
Gap ahead is okay.
So we'll have a direct comparison against the Red Bull as well. Is he on new tyres? Yes, he is. Right, so that McLaren in front of us is Porsche. He is going to be going slow. Hopefully we don't catch him in a bad spot. Because that has the potential to ruin the lap. Fuji, and he loses some time, and I think Joe might lose some time as well. Yeah, a little bit. No, he's really not happy, is he? Jesus, Joe is so sassy in this. So Fudo lost so much time in the middle sector, he didn't improve. Joe lost enough time in the final sector to not improve. That's annoying. I don't have time to go again, I don't think.
Joe pit lane.
You can stop at pit stop.
Oh, it's going to be really tight. I don't think I might just make it if I'm lucky. I'm going to have to take manual control. We have a yellow flag. That is one of the Red Bulls off at turn 3. Is it Nagel?
We've
It
got
is.
a yellow flag here. Here's the replay. It's the Red Bull driver. And then the car just goes. Not a mistake they'll want to make again.
Focus on tires. Mood raise, okay.
Copy.
No lift off anymore.
Copy.
I don't think Joe's going to make it. Fudo will. But Joe is pretty much safe. Fudo starts his flying lap with a couple of seconds to spare. Joe just misses out, but I think he's safe. It's Fudo I'm a little concerned about, and he will get another bite at the cherry. Three cars that could improve. That's enough to knock out Fudo. Now it's only two, so we are safe. But Fudo's improving anyway. Let's see what he does. Goes up to P4, 2/10 away. Alright, so we'll start on the mediums. We'll have time to do 2 separate runs on the mediums, and then we can do maybe even 2 runs. We'll certainly have time for 1 run on a set of brand new soft tyres. So 101.9 for Fudo. A little bit slower for Joe.
More charge and box is up.
102.1. .103 for Kimi. Leclerc just 7,000 slower. I could go for another run, but there is the risk that we get held up if we wait towards the end of the session. So I'm probably going to go now. Get a lap out while the track is relatively quiet. And then, hell, I could always go for another run on the softs. If we do have time, see, we could squeeze a little bit more. So one of those 2 McLarens is on an in lap, the other one's on an out lap. So we don't have to worry about that. Valtteri in front is also on an out lap, so we don't have to worry about him. And everyone else should be too far away or pulling into the pits. So we just need to make sure that no one pops out right in front of us as we come round. Beautiful. We are going to get a lovely clean lap here. Plenty of clear air between both of our cars here. No threats in front or behind. Track temperature has dipped a little bit, down to 40.7. Improving in the first sector for Fuji, but he has got an improvement for Zhou. Or we have got an improvement for Zhou. Can he find anything in the middle sector here? Yes, we can. Into peak confidence now. Valtteri goes up to P5, just about a tenth quicker than us. Norris do. Norris goes P5, 2.5 tenths quicker. Fuji up to the line, and he goes up to P5. Here comes Zhou. And Zhou goes even quicker. And we will have time for another run. Same tyres will be fine. Antonelli currently sitting on pole position. Oscar has just pulled out of the pits. Antonelli is going again in the FedEx Cadillac. Can he push that target further away? Track position's fine, Angelella. Crossed the line, and he has found just a tiny little bit. He's found, what, 82 thousandths there? 92 thousandths. Just under a hundredth of a second. No, just under a tenth of a second. We have got a few cars popping out in front of us, which is not ideal, but they're not that close, so we might be fine on that.
At the moment,
Let's have an improvement here, boys.
more push when you're ready.
This grid's going to be determined by very fine margins, I think. We're going to be talking hundredths, maybe even thousandths rather than tenths. No improvement for Zhou. Fuji's found a bit in the first. Potential hold-up coming up. They've started a flying lap. We might actually get a little bit of a distant slipstream across the line here, if we're lucky. It's going to be fine margins for improvements here. There we go. We found nearly 2 tenths for Fuji. Zhou does not improve enough. I think he found a couple of hundredths.
At the moment, we are...
Piastri has taken pole position away.
Okay, Joe, you're in a good
It's down now to Charles Leclerc. He's going to be the last one to cross the line.
Yeah, copy.
He's just going to make it across the line as well, I think. No, he misjudged it. He is not going to challenge. It is another front row lockout potentially. Porsche getting out of the way of his teammate, but he might have held him up there. Bottas could be on for a monster slipstream here. No, neither improved, neither Norris or Valtteri. Strolls into the pits, so there we go. That is your top 10 order. It is Oscar on pole position from Kimi Antonelli, Leclerc in third with Tsunoda alongside in P4. Porsche is P5, Fuji is in 6th, Zhou in 7th alongside Lando Norris. And it's Valtteri Bottas and Lance Stroll who will complete row 5. Once again, though, Cadillac looking very dominant.
Here among the mountains in Austria, the teams are preparing for the 71 laps of today's race.
4 years on from the circuit being renamed to the Red Bull Ring, Max Verstappen became the first driver to bring an eponymous car to victory here in 2018.
The Red Bull Ring is one hungry beast of a power track. Drivers face a steep climb up to turn 3 and a fast ride downhill through wide corners and straights thereafter. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake here, especially with the help of 3 DRS zones. Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
All right, then, let's take a look at our strategy. So, we throw that doesn't make a difference there, but nor does that. Okay, what if we go soft and soft? That does kind of work. I prefer the idea of starting on a set of soft tires so that we can make an undercut if we need to, or at least be a bit more aggressive with those tires, or even save the tires to allow us to be a bit more aggressive on the mediums. So if we take that as our baseline strategy, delete that and that, delete that. What about if I were to do something like that? It's actually slightly quicker, but negligible. We'll stick with the default there, and we'll see how it works out. So let's amend this strategy ever so slightly. There we go. Joe's tyre wear not quite as good, so we'll have to be wary of that. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 laps of fuel out on this one. We're not going to push at the start. It is 1.4 kilos, so we're going to start 5.5 kilos underweight. That might help us a little bit in the early laps, but if we don't get any VSCs or safety cars, we could have to do some quite intense fuel saving at some point. We usually do get VSCs. We had 2 in the sprint, so we'll keep our fingers crossed on that one. Let's send them to the grid for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. The Ferrari driver settles in ahead of this Grand Prix.
They must be excited to start 6th, but it's a long race, so they need to keep a cool head.
And it looks like we're good to go.
Clock moving forward 3 minutes in one there.
The cars are ready. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, not many on the softs, so that might work to our advantage here. Oh, see you later, Joe. Wow. horrendous start for Zhou. Fuji in 5th place. He's lost 13 places. At least he wasn't the only one. Porsche lost out really badly as well. We've got a yellow flag. Albon and Van Dorn making contact with each other.
Something's happened. Looks like the Alpine. Right, let's have a look now. Around turn 3. Dangerously close to each other. And the contact between the cars, inevitable.
Dear oh dear. So who else is on softs? Perez and Lawson, the 2 Haas drivers starting on softs, as is Lance Stroll. Gasly on the hards, everyone else running mediums. And we're going to focus our attention on Fuji at the start here. She's going to drop Zhou's tyre pace down a little bit. Racing incident between Albon and Van Dorn. Piastri looking to break away from Antonelli. A little optimistic at this stage, I think. And Tsunoda's dropped off the back. Leclerc has jumped Antonelli.
And overtake available.
Let's start to move past Gasly if we can.
Mode attack. Mode attack.
All right, we are off and running. We send Tsunoda very wide there. And we might have actually... Oh! There goes Oscar Piastri. So Leclerc has the lead from Antonelli. Piastri down into 5th place. I see we can see a different angle, maybe.
We're watching the Ferrari.
There, that's how it happened. He just got dive bombed by both his teammate and Charles Leclerc, and that left him nowhere to go. We're past Gasly, starting to close in now on Carlos Sainz and Théo Pourchaire. Yeah, just got the better run, didn't we? Soft against hards. That was an easy outcome there. Go back to the front. Valtteri sticking right with us. Don't know if I've got the pace to catch the front 2, but we will see. Valtteri goes fastest. He's going to get up the inside, and he'll have the DRS. And maybe the two of us now can work together to slingshot each other up onto the back of Antonelli and Leclerc. We'll now get the DRS off Valtteri. We get the launch. We retake the place. Can we get close enough? Zhou has got past Sainz. Just about got onto the back of the front 2.
No charge.
Can we stay there?
Copy.
We can, and we might have dropped Valtteri in the process. Yes, we did. Now we get a run on Charles. Oh, who swings back across, covers us off. Let's go into harvest mode. If you're enjoying tonight's stream, then drop a like. If you're not yet subscribed, why not consider subscribing as well? And be sure to hit the bell to be notified when each live stream starts. Oh, I left in harvest a little too long there. Ooh, it's tight. Hopefully the softs will help us. Yep, they've kept us in range. All right, let's trust in Fuji to do what he needs to do. We'll try and focus our attention on Zhou a little bit more now. Try and move him up the order a bit.
Try to slow down a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, street fighting with Stroll and Sonoda. We almost got ahead. We did get ahead of Charles Leclerc. And we get ahead of Antonelli. Fuji takes the lead.
Now
We need to see a replay.
Take a look here. There's the opening.
Look at that, just on the edge of the curves there, just manages to hang on.
And we've got a new race leader.
Showed us the wrong overtake there. It showed us the overtake on... Oh, there we go. Around the outside. Brave, brave move. Extra grip available on those soft tyres compared to the mediums. The move is done. Now, question is, how long can we stay there? That was a lovely bit of driving from Fuji there. The rate he's developing, he is going to easily outstrip Zhou, I think. Ooh. Porsche gets pushed wide again. I was worried about potential contact there.
Use overtake.
Copy.
We get a rocket launch out of turn 3. We get past Ocon. Can we go around Lawson? Lawson also on those soft tyres. We're still using battery though. And there we go. Exiting a 4, getting him through 5. And straight onto a Wassa through 6. That'll give Zhou a huge confidence boost. Oh wow, what happened to Fuji? He's down to 7th. I turn away for 2 seconds and he's not just 7th, but he's 3 seconds. He must have been pushed wide. Must have been pushed wide somewhere. Oh god damn it. He just can't not pay attention for more than a fraction of a second.
Yeah, keep doing your best. Ocon behind. Oh, charge.
And then, not only that, we are so far behind that we're not even anywhere near getting back into the DRS range. We don't have the battery to push to get back in there. I do not want to push the tyres, so that was nice while it lasted, but we didn't see how it ended, unfortunately. Fuji overtakes Valtteri. How do we end up in 7th? I thought we were in 6th. Maybe that's a delayed overtake. Get the DRS with Zhou. It's going to be tight. Ooh, we did not. We have got the slipstream. It won't be enough. Ocon gets us, but he'll have the DRS again. We push him wide, so sorry, Ocon. You're not using that DRS on us.
Full overtake available. Tires update.
Tire feel okay.
Highway's still really good. At some point, Stroll's going to drop off, I think. And then we might be able to pick him off.
Okay, Joe, you can move charge. Move charge, move charge. You can slow down a bit.
Yeah, copy.
Nagel running quite well in 13th place at the moment. Ooh. We have to take avoiding action. Are we going to get pushed wide? No.
More charge.
Stuck behind George. Let's continue to harvest then.
More charge.
Lining up a look into turn one.
P15. At the moment, we have Russell in
Oh, and we got it as well. Lovely stuff.
overtake available.
And we'll deploy the battery to defend against Lawson
Okay, mode charge.
and to try and get onto Iwasa. There we go.
Okay, mode charge, mode charge.
Back into harvest.
Move charge, move charge.
We're now 4 seconds off the front pack. But we are keeping the gap to Max and Co behind consistent. We've got the DRS and the slipstream, the inside line, and we push someone else off the track. Joe's just pushing everybody off after what happened to him on the first lap.
You are doing a very good job there. At the moment we are P13. More charge, more charge.
Should get onto Nagel before the end of the lap. Oh, Oscar has had a little wobble. He's been pushed wide. He's only 2 seconds ahead of us. We can push now and see if we can catch him.
Okay, more charge. Overtake available.
Nagel's still out of DRS range, so this will be an easy overtake here. DRS and battery deployment. And through we go. Perez up next.
Oh,
Perez is also vulnerable.
Good job. In front you have Perez.
Back into harvest again.
No charge.
Piastri's already caught Tsunoda. I am almost out of battery. Last little spurt with some tyres. If I can't get on at the end of the run up to turn 4, we're in trouble.
see you later.
You are doing a good job. At the moment,
Joe gets through on Checo.
Okay, Joe, in front of you there is Valtteri. Is 1.5 from you.
Yeah, we couldn't make it.
Overtake available.
But it's Stroll who's leading the pack and his tyres are going, so we might have a chance.
No charge.
Joe's almost back on the points. Crawling all over the back of Valtteri. Sargent just a little bit further up ahead. It's been an excellent recovery here from Joe. We are so close. So close. Did we get the DRS? Please say yes. Please say yes. No. Shit. Checo fighting back through because we're in harvest mode. Alright, we'll let him go. Get more battery in the car.
Best, Jodar.
Come on. Don't make me burn out these tyres, please. Let me get the DRS. Let me get the DRS. No. Good launch. Maybe get the slipstream up the hill. Can we get it under braking? Oh, we missed it again.
Gotta try my best.
Okay, good job there.
We'll go up the inside of Valtteri here, straight to deployment, and we should get straight past Sargent as well now.
Overtake available.
There we go, and we have just about made it. Now, can we stay there just until we get across the line and get the DRS? Come on. I need to cool these tyres down again. Whew, just made it. We've seen Max and Norris fighting behind us. They are ahead of Zhou, who's having to defend like crazy from Logan Sargent. Stroll has dropped down into 5th. Stroll running very wide.
No overtake.
Let's see what happened there. We're following the action through turn 5. It's there for the
he got
taking.
pushed really wide. And that allowed Fudo to just slot straight on
And
through.
fifth place after that.
It's dropped him right in front of Max and Norris, and that might help Zhou as well. The gap has dropped by 2 seconds. Has unfortunately just about killed me on the DRS here, I think. Stroll's in. So's Logan Sargent.
Sargent is fitting now.
That takes a little bit of pressure off the back of Zhou. 4-second gap now to Valtteri. Hard tyres going on there. And for Sargent as well. Leclerc and Antonelli are just gone. And Antonelli's tyres in excellent shape. He might be looking for the 1-stop, as may Piastri. Leclerc is going to have to 2-stop. And we haven't had a VSC or a safety car yet. So we still have 5 kilos of fuel that we need to save. We've only saved, what, half a kilo since the start of the Grand Prix? Not enough at that rate. Nowhere near enough. Valtteri boxes.
Are you ready?
He was about 4-ish seconds behind us, so we're boxing soon. We'll see what the undercut is. Another set of mediums. Oh, yellow flag. Is this a safety car? It's a lock-up Pateo.
Okay, so heading into turn 1 here.
A safety car now would have been perfect. We
Oh,
could have
and the
dived in
car
the pits,
locks up.
saved some
Just
time.
unable
That's a
to control the car
big,
by that point.
big over braking there. Just overshot the corner dramatically. New front wing for Stoffel. I'm assuming Albon got a new one as well. Yeah, well, it looks like we are going to see a mix of 1 and 2 stops here. Antonelli is pushed into the lead. If that's his pace on a 1-stop, that is scary pace.
Good job on tires at the moment.
New fastest lap of the Grand Prix for Lance Stroll at 105.9. That will definitely come down. What is the lap record? 103.8, set by George Russell in a Brabham in 2025. Let's see, did we have him in 2025? 24 we had Mick and Logan, which became Mick and Ricardo. And then we replaced Mick as well, I think, in that same season. Yuki's in. Can't remember if we signed George at the end of season 1 or at the end of season 2. Medium tyres going on for Yuki Tsunoda. Where's Valtteri? Down in 16th place.
Mode race, mode race.
I've gambled on there being at least one safety car of some kind, and so far
And in front there is Verstappen.
No, it's not helped us. We're almost a third of the way through this race. That's a mechanical fault for Stroll.
But the car's definitely not happy.
The car is not happy because it's sentient and it's realised it's got Lance Stroll as a driver.
Box is lap.
Copy box.
Checo is in. And so is Charles Leclerc. And he's going hard tyres. I still think he's going to need a two-stop though. I don't think he'll make it to the end on that set of hards.
Joe Bailey.
That's a 2.0 for Fuji. 1.9 for Zhou.
Odd race, odd race.
Come out behind Sargent. Can we stay in the DRS zone? Yes, we can. And look at that. Valtteri's undercut. Saved him about a second a lap on us there, I think.
You are P13. In front of you there is Valtteri. Car behind his sides.
Let's start to do a little bit of fuel saving. The Iwasa boxes.
Mode charge.
Copy.
You see Fuji going through. Bad stop, bad stop. Really bad stop. In comes Sainz for his stop. Problem again.
Now down to the pits. There's been a hold-up.
Mode charge, mode charge.
Copy.
And that's a yellow flag. That's somebody off at turn 4. It's Max.
Yellow.
It's Max.
And
No, Gasly.
So let's take a look at the replay. Now just keep your eyes on Gasly here. Oh no, that's not how to do it. And there'll be words had after this, I'm sure.
That's 4 places dropped. Make it more than that. He's lost out quite badly there. He was 13th, so yeah, he's dropped 7 places. Track temperature currently 40 degrees. might potentially get a little cooler as the race goes on as well. You can see it's going to get a bit more cloudy later on. That'll definitely help with tyre wear. Or tyre temps. Let's go back to Zhou. We are losing pace on the front runners because we're fuel saving. Ocon into the pits. We're now getting close to the one-stop window. So that's the two-stop. Another set of mediums. Decent stop. Down to 40% and change for the Cadillacs. Fuji's tyres still haven't got up to temperature yet. There we go, finally. In fact, our tyre temps are actually dropping slightly because we're not pushing our cornering pace so much. Problem for Ocon. It looks like he got wide through 4 and has damaged his underfloor. So we're not going to be competing for a win tonight. I don't think we're going to be competing for a podium either. I think 4th and 5th is probably the absolute best we can do tonight. Unless a safety car shakes things up. I mean, you never know. Could happen.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Let's start to try and close up on the cars in front of us. Get Fuji on the back of Stroll and Sargent. Valtteri's doing decent pace, so I'm quite content to sit behind him once we catch up to him. If we catch up to him. Probably stop fuel saving while we're trying to push. There we go, we're a bit more aggressive in the braking zones and the tyre temps starting to go up as a result of the push.
Try to do
Rebuild the batteries at the same time as
Copy.
doing a bit more fuel saving. Want to see if I can save another kilo. That's the new fastest lap for Fuji, a 105.8.
I will try, man.
Keep focus on our race.
Our confidence levels have dropped right down because we haven't had an overtake for a while. Sacrifice we're having to make. as Norris hits the pits. His first stop, isn't it? That's hard tyres, and we are very much now into one-stop territory for Lando Norris there. We do at least get out in front of him. We will retake the DRS there from Sargent.
You need a mode charge, more charge.
Copy.
And there we go, Antonelli into the pits.
Copy.
Hard tyres, and it's not a good stop. And that 6-second lead just evaporated. He'll have an undercut, but he will have lost a good 3 seconds, 2-3 seconds there, minimum. Piastri will be in at the end of the lap, I would imagine. Max has jumped ahead, and that's actually probably a good thing there for Kimi. The dirty air will help heat those tyres up quickly.
Good job.
And he gets the DRS as well.
There is a sergeant.
Fuji is closing in on these two. I want to try and stay as close to Antonelli as I can.
Use overtake.
Copy.
And there we go, Oscar is into the pits. Has he been able to jump ahead? I don't think he has, but the gap will have come down. Very clean stop there. Through goes Antonelli. Stroll's gone through as well. What's the gap going to be? So Antonelli has actually been able to cover off the time that he lost with that aggressive push. Oh, damn you, Stroll. Damn you, Stroll. We had the pair of them there. See you later. Into the gravel you go. I will never get tired of doing that to Lance Stroll. Max is going to box. Almost caught up to Sargent with Zhou. Oh no, Max is staying out. New fastest lap for Kimi, a 105.6.
No overtake now.
Copy.
And that's Oscar and Logan just in front of Zhou.
More charge.
Copy.
Antonelli's already gone. But we stayed ahead of Max. I'll have to knock fuel saving on the head for a little while, just to keep the pace up. But we've got back into peak confidence, and well, they've improved a bit with Zhou, but we need a couple more overtakes.
Tires update.
I am really good, guys.
Max has stayed out again. He really is stretching for the one stop. Looks like Stroll's got underfloor damage as well. We have a yellow flag. Van Dorn going wide at turn 4.
You can take a look
Into the gravel again.
Right, so this was the fourth corner. And the
Not the
car
first time
just
he's done that
lost.
this weekend.
By that point, it was just too late.
And Max is going so slowly that he's potentially going to back up the cars in front of us here.
Try to close the gap as much as possible.
And Stroll's not exactly speedy Gonzalez at the moment either. Yeah, Max is definitely holding up Oscar here. And finally, Verstappen peels off into the pits.
Or charge.
Copy.
And it's a bad stop as well. There we go. But that's him done, barring a safety car. He will go to the end on those tyres.
Oh, it looks like a pit stop issue.
And we are back onto Sargent and Oscar. Another yellow flag.
There's a yellow flag now.
Carlos with a spin. Oh, yeah, it's a big one. Did he keep it out the barrier? I don't think he did. It's that underfloor damage. I'm guessing his underfloor is pretty damaged. His wings look okay, so it must be underfloor damage that he's picked up there. Which, given how he skidded across the gravel there, does not surprise me.
Mode charge.
All right, Stroll is up next.
See you later.
Good job, good job. Stroll
Halfway
in front.
through the race, and we still need to save 3.5 kilos of fuel. Can't believe we're not getting some kind of safety car. You watch, I'm going to end up saving all the fuel we need, and then we'll get hit with a 5-lap safety car, and I'll end up 7 laps over fueled. Something ridiculous. It's happened to us before. Piastri has dropped Stroll. Oscar's closing us down.
Do your best there, Joe.
He's absolutely going to get DRS on us here. Here it comes. And there he goes. We are coming up to lap Van Dorn. Thankfully, Oscar didn't get the DRS there, but he's going to get it on the next straight. Joe's almost onto the back of Stroll now.
Yeah, now priority one is the lift off job.
Copy.
I want to stay with Piastri. I don't want to overtake him. I want to use him to keep my pace up in the DRS so that I can fuel save. Stroll, I do want to overtake.
Okay, do your best there. Overtake, Valero.
Yes.
You are doing a good job there.
And let's see how quickly Van Dorn jumps out of the way of us. Pretty quickly. Sticking together here with Piastri very nicely. Trickle charging the battery, getting that fuel saving that we needed to do done. Wasser's just developed a fault.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Bit of a train there. 5 cars, nose to tail. Nagel up in 12th place. Knocking on the door of the points. Sort of. There we go. We have left Stroll behind.
At the moment, we are P6. Behind you, there is Stroll.
Ah, no. Come on, get back in range. Ooh, just. Strolls into the pits. So this is his second stop. Logan Sargent coming in as well. Another set of hard tyres. See what Sargent goes on to. Another set of hard tyres for him as well. And Pourchaire is in. And Pourchaire has not been able to move through the field anywhere near as well as I thought he would. He's going on to another set of hards as well. That's an okay stop for McLaren. It was clean and tidy, but it wasn't quick. Now Yuki's in for his final stop. See, Leclerc is going to have to stop again, same as us. Both the Cadillacs going to the end. It's hard tyres going on for Yuki Tsunoda. In comes Valtteri.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Let's see if I can close Zhou up. If I can get him in sequence with Fuji, that'll be so helpful. Nearly lost the DRS that lap. We are just clinging on at the moment. And we're not going to be able to keep up now. So let's slow down Fuji. Give Zhou a chance of catching up.
No overtake.
Copy.
No charge, no charge.
Copy.
Yeah, there you see Oscar just turning the pace up on that lap. He'd been threatening to pull away from us for a little while, and then he just pushed a little bit. New fastest lap. And he's dropped us. Our tyres are starting to wear out, though. We are getting close to our pit windows. So we stayed with him for quite a while. I'm quite happy with that. We've pushed Zhou forward. We've got some good fuel saving done. The more we do with Fuji now, the less we have to do a little bit later, and it means we can get Zhou fuel saving behind Fuji.
Close the gap.
We will have full battery for Fuji.
Keep focus on our race.
Nagel, having looked like he might
There.
maybe knock on the door of the
That's not
points,
what they need
now has a
right
fault. He might be out of position on pits as well. Oh no, he's just stopped. So he's got a chance still. There's cars in front that will have to box in front of him. But that fault will not help his chances. Could he do what Petit and Mori were unable to do, and that's take a decent car and actually get it into the points? Fair, the Red Bull is better than our Ferrari was last season. Well, the Ferrari was last season.
Joe, keep focusing on our race. It's still long and everything can happen. Try to slow down a bit more now.
Yeah, copy.
Yeah, now priority one is the lift up.
Copy.
Alright, so we've lost quite a bit of ground as a result of doing that with Fuji, but it's got us into a position where we can rebuild Joe's battery before his pit stop. and we can start doing a bit more proper fuel saving with him. And we can push the pace a little bit more on tyres with Fuji. I'm going to tell Zhou not to overtake as well. So Charles is in for his final pit stop. Let's see, is he going mediums? He is. Mediums are on and away. He's going to clear us. We're not even going to threaten to overtake him. He's only a couple of seconds behind Piastri. So Leclerc is now a real contender for the win if he can clear Piastri quickly, which he probably will do. Zhou should theoretically be saving fuel at a faster rate than Fuji because he's in DRS. I'm watching Yuki steam up towards the back of us. Can't believe we still haven't had a single VSC, let alone a full safety car.
Copy.
More charge.
Copy.
New fastest lap for Teo. Oh, we've had a crash. There is the safety car that I've been waiting for, potentially. Nagel. Oh, this could be a red flag. If this is a red flag, we are laughing.
And here we've got a
It's
yellow
not even a
flag.
safety car. It's not even a VSC. How?
And while all that was happening,
God damn.
Box is lap.
Copy to the pit lane.
Nagel will get a 5-second penalty, and any hope he had of maybe sneaking a point is long gone. He's into the pits for a new wing.
More charge.
Copy. To pit lane.
Serves his 5-second penalty. You'll see us go through. There we go. Oh, beautiful stop. In and out in a flash there.
You'll be clear.
Love it.
Out.
Fastest stop of the day.
Stroll in front.
Sonoda's fault has escalated.
Behind.
I was going to say because you're driving an RB, but that RB has been deceptively quick this season. All right, Fuji is in. Two-second stop. Turn that off now. Let them leapfrog each other. Just please don't push each other into the gravel.
Copy.
Fault for Valtteri as well now.
I'm trying, mate.
Do your best.
And this time he will finally get the move done into turn 4. Or will he?
Try to do your best, Jodar.
Yes, he will. Finally.
Pulls me off the track.
Right, we need to get our driver confidence levels up. Some good leapfrogging will help with that. Laps are ticking over. We have 18 laps to go, including this one.
You have Verstappen behind. Keep focus on your race now.
How's the tire temperature?
Tires are the cold side.
I am going to go for a fastest lap with both of my drivers in a moment, but just want to get the fuel loads down a little bit more first, if at all possible. I also want to get their confidence levels up to peak, if I can.
No problem, no problem.
And we've done that with Zhou. At Fudo's expense, we've caught Stroll.
Overtake available.
Ah. Sainz does not want to give up that position.
Yeah.
Even though he should have been getting blue flags.
I'll give it everything, man.
Do your best there, Joe. Okay, more charge. More charge.
Have to go again.
Okay, you can slow down a bit now.
Copy.
No lift off.
One 103.8. What is the fastest lap then? 103.9. So we've already got it, apparently. It just didn't give it to us for some reason. I don't know. Oh, no, wait. Leclerc's is still at 103.4. It didn't register that because he already has the fastest lap. Have I got enough battery left here in Zhou? He's on a good lap.
On tires, everything is okay.
He's on a very good lap. I should just about have enough battery. There we go. Fastest lap, 102.3.
Try to slow down a bit.
Copy.
I think I can potentially catch Tsunoda here. He's got that big issue. It's his battery. What's Norris doing per lap? 104 on that last lap, but that was trying to hang on to Zhou. Yeah, I did say P4 was probably the best we can do. We are definitely on for P4. P5 might be a little trickier, but we'll try. That fuel saving still needs to happen. And the laps are counting down with 13 laps to go now.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
Been a quiet race for George. Not been able to achieve much. We put a lap on Lawson there, who I think is still running that same damaged wing, isn't he? He is. No spare front wings for Lawson then. And the gap to Tsunoda's come down to 6 seconds. Fuji has caught the back of Norris. And he's comfortably through. Norris should retake the place here. Or maybe not. Will he give us a DRS? Yes, he will. Thank you. We'll hold the position, push him out wide. We're doing that to everybody tonight. After it got done to us, it's just open season on the rest of the grid now. So 5th and 6th. Still need to save a fair old bit of fuel. Don't have to worry that we might not be able to save it fast enough now. We have 11 laps to go. And we still have a fair old bit of fuel to save. Oh, I left this too late. Desperately need a safety car. Or a VSC. Hell, even a red flag could do. Leclerc has not been able to drop Piastri. Those two are still squabbling away. Antonelli is just cruising at the moment. As the gap to Tsunoda is dropping all the time. He is about to put a lap on Alex Albon here. Albon's doing 105s. He might not actually be able to get past him. We'll see. Will Albon pull over and let him through? No, he won't. The issue might just be taken out of his hands in a second. He might just have to cede the position. There we go. Tsunoda was close enough for long enough to force the blue flag. Down to 1.3 kilos of fuel to save with Fuji.
Focus on tires.
1.5 for Zhou. Evening, Victor. 10 laps to go. I am worried that we are not going to make the end of this Grand Prix. I think I might have left it a little too long to fuel save. It's 2 seconds the gap to Zhou. To Tsunoda, sorry. Nine laps, 1.4 kilos. I'm worried we're going to run out of fuel. I'm really worried we're going to run out of fuel.
Overtake available.
Copy. Copy.
We're not going to make it. I need a VSC.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
Copy.
Can't believe I'm going to run out of fuel. Can't believe we haven't had any kind of VSC or
And
safety
as far
car.
as we can tell, they've got a fault with the car.
Porsche has been lapped by Kimi. I am so worried.
Okay, do your best there. and remind to protect the front. Do your best, man. All charge, all charge.
Desperately trying to get as much DRS here as I can just to ease the fuel burden slightly. That's why I've dropped the tyre pace down as well, just to, again, not push the car so hard and see if that will help save a bit of fuel.
All good on tires at the moment.
If we don't finish now, this will be an utter disaster. Fuji might make it. I don't think Joe will.
Joe, keep focusing on our race. It's still long and everything can happen.
See you later.
You are doing a good job, Joe.
Come on, somebody break down, bring out a VSC or a safety car. We're 4th and 5th. This was the target. Hell, I'll take a red flag with a couple of laps to go.
5 laps to go, 5 laps.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is the most nerve-wracking
Tires update.
non-race that we're having here. We're not under threat from anybody. We're not going to catch anybody. We're not going to be caught by anybody. We're just cruising, and yet this is the most nerve-wracking finale of a race I've ever had. Fuji, I think, might make it. I don't think Joe will. My only hope is that we'll still be classified.
Okay, Joe, you can move charge.
I've got to try everything here. Trying. Trying to let the Aston go through, and it just doesn't want to go through. Fuji is going to make it, I think, just. It's still touch and go for Joe. I want him in the DRS. Come on, pull over to let your teammate through. There you go. Yeah, even if the Aston goes through, that's fine, as long as I get DRS.
Overtake available.
Maybe using the battery here will help take a bit of pressure off fuel consumption. Clutching at straws now. Fuji is just going to make it, I think. I don't think Zhou will. And he's the one with the fastest lap. That failed attempt and pushing for a second fastest lap is what's done us. It is so tight. Come on, give me that slipstream. Give me that toe. One lap to go. Antonelli's easily got this one done. There's still a risk that Fuji might not make it.
Move charge, move charge.
Copy.
Oh, Fuji is safe. Kimi wins.
They're not just here to take part, they're here to win.
Just the perfect end to what has been a thrilling race.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Come on, come on. We're so close to the line. We're so close to the line. No. No.
Loading.
Going to finish outside the points. There goes the fastest lap bonus point. We will finish in 11th. We could be looking at our first non-delighted result with the board here. Oh shit, the board actually turning up today as well. Or am I thinking of a different save file?
That was a great performance from the Ferrari driver, wasn't it?
I tell you what, they had to work hard for those points today. What a phenomenal achievement that is.
The team has been waiting patiently there, and you can see just how much it means to each and every one of them. As far as Ferrari are concerned, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there, though.
And that's it for this weekend here in Austria.
For the next round, we're heading back to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone, the cradle of Formula One.
Ah, what a disaster this weekend has been for us. Kimi gets the win ahead of Oscar. Charles will take third. Fuji gets fourth place, up two from where he started. Fifth place for Yuki Tsunoda. Then it's Stroll in sixth. Seventh for Norris. Eighth for Max Verstappen. Ninth for Valtteri. to go along with the point he got in the sprint. Sargent gets into 10th and actually gets some points, well, a point, at Zhou's expense. We do not get the fastest lap bonus point either. Porsche, disappointing race for him in 12th place, down 7 places. He got pushed out really early on with Zhou, and he was never able to recover, finishing in a lap down, a long way off the pace. Then it's Iwasa in 13th, 14th for George, 15th for Gasly, 16th for Ocon, Perez is 17th, 18th for Albon, 19th for Sainz, 20th for Lawson, 21st for Van Dorn, and Nagel, who at one point looked like he might be knocking on the door of the points, ends up last and had a shocker in the second half of the race. In the driver's standings then, Oscar has 26 points from this weekend, but Kimi moves above Leclerc into second place, outscoring his teammate by 6, and that gap is now 18 points. Leclerc in third on 183 is 11 points behind Kimi. No points for Zhou. He stays in fourth on 132. The gap to Charles now up to 51 points. Fuji has closed the gap on his teammate by 12. He's on 109 and 23 points behind his teammate. Porsche is on 78. Then Tsunoda moving above Norris by 1 point into 7th. Max in 9th has 64 points. Then it's Stroll in 10th with 50. A little bit further down, we have Gasly on 27. Then Valtteri Bottas and Yuma Iwasa both tied on 19 points apiece. Valtteri just with the edge over his younger teammate there. George in 14th, still stuck on 4 points. Logan Sargent gets his first point of the season. He moves above his teammate, who drops down at 16th. Then it's 17th for Ocon, 18th for Albon, 19th for Jacko, Nagel in 20th, Lawson is 21st, and Stoffel is 22nd. In the constructors' standings, another 58 points for Cadillac. They are romping away with it now. They've kicked it up into overdrive. 406 points. They scored 58 points tonight, outscoring us by 46, helped entirely by the fact that one of my cars completely failed to finish at the end there. We're on 241 points. Ferrari are falling away very, very quickly now. We are 165 points behind Cadillac as we approach the halfway point of the season. It looks as though Cadillac have absolutely are going to romp this championship here. Red Bull have taken 7 points out of us, but we do still have a pretty healthy lead with 58 points clear. Then it's McLaren on 144. RB with 21 points this weekend, up to 117. Williams on 91. Sauber up to 38 points. Aston still stuck on just 4 points. Mercedes double their tally, up to 2 now, thanks to Logan Sargent there. And Alpine and Haas still 10th and 11th with 0 points. Let's see if we can make up for it in the pit stop challenge. Yes, we can. With one of our cars, the other car, not even on the leaderboard, which is a bit of a surprise. What was his best stop? A 2.036. Yeah, just not quick enough. Missed out of some big points there with the second car. But we do get the quickest stop of the day by almost a full 10th of a second from Oscar's Cadillac. Haas getting 2 cars in the top 5 again. Jonathan Wheatley is working wonders with the Haas pit crew there. Then you see it's RB in 4th with Lance Stroll stop. Aston getting some points with George. Red Bull getting some points with Nagel. Sargent picks up some points on Mercedes. Alpine and Sauber picking up the last couple of points there. So in the overall standings, it's 295 points for Ferrari. Alpine in second are now 150 points behind us and just 1 point ahead of Haas, who overtake Cadillac and are moving up into third place, 3 points clear of last year's champions. RB are in 5th place on 131 points, 10 behind Cadillac. Then it's Aston with 88 points, Red Bull with 64. Williams, no points this weekend, they're still on 44. Mercedes moving above Sauber onto 30 points, 1 clear of the Swiss team there. And then McLaren still no points for them. So we have saved a little bit of contract money, but we also did not technically finish, even though we were classified. So that's annoying. we should have been given Joe's money there, but we didn't get it. We were classified as 11th, but we didn't count as finishing for whatever reason. So, yeah, we've been gypped. We've lost 730 grand there, unfortunately. Only 500k added to the bank, and that means we can't afford our suspension upgrade. Fudo goes up by an overall rating point. Oh, actually, maybe we can. We've got 1.4 mil in the bank. Victor, are you still with me? He's still here. Checking with the board. They were still delighted with Spielberg. That speaks volumes about how bad Ferrari's season was last year, that they were delighted with only one car finishing in the points. Let's check the inbox. We have poor condition on the ERS for Fudo. That's fine. We were going to swap it out for the next weekend anyway. Let's see. You're still here. Okay, we'll do the pit crew training, and you'll see how I set my pit crew training up. We need to replace the rear wing on Fudo's car. That's not too bad. Have we resolved the issues between Joe and Benisi? No, we haven't. Damn. That's a little frustrating. All right, we still have an inbox to deal with. There we go. Red Bull have got a new underfloor, and they're now working on the suspension. McLaren having a difficult season. There are the standings again. As you can see, we are visible on both pages there, which is very nice. Let's fix the front wing issue, or rear wing issue, sorry. I needed to make another part as well, didn't I? Got the chassis going through, underfloors are going through. What was I short on? Okay, no, I've got no rear wings left. How risky is that rear wing? That's fine. That's just been replaced. I can probably get away with this. So we should have a new ATR period. Yes, we do. We're going to dump everything into the suspension because it is severely lacking. And we now have a fully refurbished suspension simulator this time around, which helped. So base level there is going to improve things nicely. It's bad everywhere, but we are going to bump the tyre wear a little bit more. And then we're going to take a little bit of life out of the suspension. There we go. We'll engineer on that. That'll take 32 days. So we won't have that until Zandvoort, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We'll have that for the second half of the season. All right, pit crew training time. So we carry across the fatigue from the previous week, or the previous month. Luckily, our fatigue level was still really low, so we actually get very little fatigue coming out of the weekend. Actually, well, I say that, we're still at 29% there. So we're looking ahead. We want to be at 9% max, really, on this day, so that we go to 0 on this day going into Silverstone, so that they have a nice, good rest through the weekend, no additional stress. So probably only going to get a little bit of training in. Let's go for some speed training. That gets us to 8%. And then we go down to 0. That works. And then for this week here, we're going to go with a day of car building, just because I want to get that car building stat up to 90. Then we're going to do some split training. Keep the stats below 5% for mistake chances. Keep the speed improvements going as well. That gets us into tired. So again, we want to be at 0 on this day. So we've still got a day's worth of training that we can put in. That goes to 19, 10, to 1. 1%, I'm happy to carry 1% across. And then we're at 2% here. So again, if we just do half a day, it goes to 7. And then we want to make sure that we end the month in well-rested. Doesn't have to be at 0, but it has to be in the well-rested category so that when we start the next month's training, which will be the summer break, our fatigue will reset back to 0. If we were at a fatigue level of tired, that would chip over and we would still be not looking great at the start of the next month. So we would have to factor rest in at the beginning of the month potentially. As it is, by making sure we're in this well-rested category, we'll start the next month with 0 or maybe 1% fatigue, and we can just go straight into some heavy speed training to really get those pit stop times down even further. The next pit crew training I can show you in a few days will help illustrate that point a bit better as well. So we are 4 days away from Silverstone. We have some scouting coming up, and our helipad refurb will go through. That might be what it was, actually. That's what it was I needed the money for. It was to refurb the memorabilia room. Damn it, I don't have the money. And I do need another rear wing. Damn it. Let's just make one rear wing. I hope we get enough money from... the target is 0 or 1%, 2% at the most. And that's if it's a normal race weekend. If it's a sprint weekend, you absolutely want to be at 0 the day before, because sprints generate more fatigue. So you'll generate like 8% fatigue on day 1 of a practice weekend. For a normal Grand Prix, it's 10% on a sprint, and then it goes up even further on the next few days. So you'll get more fatigue on a sprint weekend because the team is busier with practice, then sprint quali, then sprint, then the main quali, then the Grand Prix. So that will have an impact. Also, changing a lot of parts throughout a weekend can also, I've heard, have a bit of a knock-on on fatigue. So making sure your fatigue is as close to 0 as possible going into a Grand Prix weekend is generally the best thing, so that you're going to minimize the chances of mistakes. It won't improve your stats quite so much, but it will reduce the chance of making mistakes. So if you take a look in the bottom right, you'll see chance of mistake in the well-rested category there is where it should be, about 4.3%. Pit stop time where it should be. If we then go forward a day, we're still in the well-rested, so we're still at that level of mistake chances. But if we go into race day, we go into tired, and you can see how the fatigue starts to have an impact on the chances of a mistake. And if you continue to go above that, then you can end up making, losing stats. Again, there on race day, here on race day, you can see the chance of a mistake goes up the more fatigue you have. So this is why you always want to have your fatigue as close to 0 as possible going into a Grand Prix weekend, so that you minimize the chances of a mistake being made. Right, that is it for tonight. We are 2 days away from our refurb, 4 days away from Silverstone. We'll pick this up tomorrow when we head to the British Grand Prix. Not the best Grand Prix for us today. Grand Prix weekend, in fact. We screwed up in sprint and had to start from the back of the grid, but we got the setups nailed. And then we ran out of fuel with Zhou and almost ran out of fuel with Thudo as well. Yeah, I thought we would have enough time and to get that fuel saving done. I was also expecting to have at least one VSC, and we didn't get a single VSC through the Grand Prix itself, having had 2 VSCs in the sprint. So that's disappointing, but we'll see how we do. We will not be anywhere near as aggressive with the fuel in Silverstone, because it's much harder to save fuel there. It's one of those circuits where we may actually overfuel just to see how we do. We'll get a sneak peek of the weather report. It's going to be a wet race. In that case, we might be a bit more aggressive with the fuel. Might take a couple of laps out. It looks like it's going to be a very wet race as well. So that will be an interesting one. Daniel Ricciardo setting that fastest lap in the Brabham in 2025. Who set the lap record? Zhou set the lap record, even though he didn't finish the race. Zhou set the lap record in the Ferrari this season. Kimi set it last season in the Cadillac at Montreal. Oscar set it last year in the Cadillac, or the Brabham Cadillac. Zhou set it this year at Monaco, and this year at Imola as well. Miami was, 2025 Oscar. That was his debut season, I think, for us. Ocon got the lap record at China this year. Ocon in the really bad Alpine. Wow. Max got it this year in the Williams at Suzuka. At Melbourne, Valtteri got it. That isn't unsurprising. Fudo got it at Jeddah, and Zhou got it at Bahrain. So we've set a few fastest lap records this season, and we've set a few in previous seasons as well. There's only a couple that we haven't set. Let's look ahead, actually, as well, just out of curiosity. We set that with Kimi. Checo set that with Red Bull in season 1. Wow, that hasn't been beaten yet. Max set that in Red Bull season 1. We set that last year with Oscar. Wow, no one's beaten Baku yet. That's still pre-F1 manager days. Charles Leclerc 2019. Leclerc set that last year in the Red Bull. We set that last year. We set that last year. We set that one last year. And that one was Oscar in the McLaren. That's pre-2024, F1 Manager 24. We set it last year. And we set that one last year as well. So, yeah, we own most of the lap records across our career file here, but there are some that are still before this game actually came into effect. So that's a bit of a surprise. But, yeah, let's see if we can take away the lap record at Silverstone tomorrow. That will be our usual time of 8 p.m. I hope you'll join me for that. If you have enjoyed tonight's race, then drop a like on the stream. If you're not yet subscribed, then why not consider subscribing as well? And be sure to hit the bell to be notified as to when the live stream starts. I will be back at the usual time, as I say, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.